What's up? What's up? It's Wh1tcomb. So I'm here today, and I'm going to talk about the concept of starting a song. I know some people get stuck in this rut where it's like, okay, I want to make a song, but I really don't know where to start. I don't have any ideas in my head. So what do I do? So I have a couple concepts and a couple ways that I sometimes will start a song when I'm in that situation, and hopefully they'll help you. So the first one here is drums. So I'll just make a basic drum beat, and that'll get me started. So here's what we have. Okay, so you noticed I switched it up, eight bars after the first eight. I think that's a good idea if you're starting with drums, because that way you're already starting with something that's not stale. So that's a great way to do it. So the second one, actually, we'll move this one to the end. The second thing I'll do is I'll start with chords. I know a lot of melody-based producers will do this. Flux Pavilion's one that does it a lot with chords as well. So here's kind of a chord progression I just built up. Usually when I start with chords, I'll start with a sol, because that's usually it's gonna sound good when you just do a basic sol. And here's what I got when I just started with chords today. Okay, another method is going with a goofy, weird sound. So I took something called Solvent Impact from a really strange pack. It's just like goofy space sounds. So I took it and I warped it around. I did some pitching on it, just found something goofy and messed with it to get something to give me an idea of what I got something that I know I could work with. So here's what this ended up sounding like. So it doesn't sound like much, but let's see if we drop the drums on it, you'll get something different from what you usually would hear in a dubstep track. Cool. Okay, the next thing you do is you could start with a sub. It's a goofy way to do it, but it kind of lets you play around, because once you have a basic sub, the world's yours. You could do whatever you want with the high end of whatever growls or basses you use above that sub. So here's what I made, and here's what I ended up getting just making a sub patch. So now the world is mine. I can do tons of different things with just having those basic notes. This next thing I did was samples. Now everyone hates on using bass patches for samples. Well, I mean using samples that are, basses. So, I mean, yeah, you can hate on that, but it's not a bad start. If you start with samples that are bass patches, you can, you get a general idea, and then later you can go back and replace those with your actual own created patches. So I messed around with a good sample pack, and here's what I got. Cool, so now that I have that, it's like, it sounds good, but if I want to get more creative and make it original, I have a template to work with, and I'll replace those with my own basses. Now the last thing will take me a little bit of clicking, but I'm calling it patch surfing. And I know a lot of people do this. But the concept is you don't even have to start with MIDI. Just for the tutorial, I did. So, I'm going to go into this little Wh1tcomb patch folder that I have. I'm going to go to Synth Racks, and let's go with these growls. And I'm just gonna start chucking some of these pre-made patches I've made in the past on top of this chord progression. I mean, on top of this progression. By the way, it might sound bad. I just clicked, so let's see what we get here. Well, we'll wait for Max to live for load. Max for live to load. While we do that, just, you know, a couple ways to start. You could start with drums, maybe start with a chord progression, do a weird sound, some sub that you can then do layers of other cool basses, and then you could start with samples. Now, the key thing about all this is that I'm not doing any EQing. You know, I am not messing with anything. I'm just trying to get an idea down. And when you're kind of stuck in a non-creative setting and you need to work, trying to do EQing is just going to mess you up. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here we go. So we're loaded. So let's do some patch surfing. So this is what the first one sounds like. Or not. Oh, here we go. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I like it, but so then we'll just drop another patch on. Cool. That's pretty cool. I really like that. And just hearing that, it's like, oh, I can make a song out of that. Here's another one. Snail cry sounds weird. Let's see what that is. Okay, so it's like a snailsy thing. And just for fun, let's grab... no, not that one. That sounds boring. I don't think I have as much. I didn't have as much as I thought I did. Okay, let's do Ice Breath. Cool. So, you know, hopefully I provided you some methods to get around, you know, points when you're stuck when it comes to creativity. You need to start a song and you're not sure what to do. Hope you liked the video. You know, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Maybe make some suggestions of videos you'd like to see me do. And as always, you know, subscribe here to my Twitter. And then over there, over there to my SoundCloud. And subscribe to me on YouTube. That would be great. If I can get up to 100 followers, I can have a custom YouTube URL, so that'd be awesome. Thanks for watching and hope this was helpful.